Hey everyone, welcome to Be the Change. My name is Lily Mott, and today's episode is about how change comes when you figure out why you're doing what you're doing. My guest this week is Noëlla Lidvine, and she is a sexual and reproductive health advocate from Rwanda. I learned so much through this conversation with Noëlla, and I am excited to share this episode with you. So, without further ado, let's get started with this episode featuring Noëlla Lidvine.
Thank you very much. I'm Noëlla Lidvine. I'm from Rwanda in Kigali City. I'm 24 years old. I was born and raised here in Rwanda, of course. So currently, I am working as a sexual and reproductive health advocate in Rwanda and, of course, all over the world because I work with Girl Up. Girl Up is an organization which is all over the world. And specifically, it also works in Rwanda, where I have created a club that was initiated by me, of course. So the club is called Girl Up Rwandaful, and that's how I think you've got to know me. And currently, I am the club leader, but also Girl Up Rwandaful, that's a club that I've created, but also we have Girl Up Rwanda. So that means because of Girl Up, how it operates, in each country, it has to be having a representative. Currently, I'm also the representative of Girl Up Rwanda for the whole country. And another thing, maybe you did not know, I also have my own startup, my own project, which is called Utunyange Health Initiative. It was also created by me, so I am the managing director. And both of my startup and Girl Up Rwandaful has the main vision and mission to end period poverty and unwanted pregnancies and safe abortions and increase sexual and reproductive health information as well as services by making sure that adolescent young females and even teen mothers, dropouts, these girls who are no longer in school get to access information related to sexual and reproductive health because it is a very big problem in Africa to be having unwanted pregnancies, and that's why I have initiated this so as to end this problem by starting with my community, but also to go even outside of Kigali City and my community and even all over the world. So yes, that's basically what I do for now.
That is so exciting, and I am really excited to learn more about all of this work that you've been doing. And I did find you through your work with Girl Up, so I'm really excited to learn more about that background for you. I would love to get started first by talking a little bit more about what inspired you to get started with this work. Can you tell me a little bit more about that story?
Yes, okay. What I did not tell you more about is that I have graduated from a university from the United States, which is called Southern New Hampshire University, where I majored in healthcare management. So that also inspired me when I was just taking healthcare related courses and getting to see so many problems that are affecting people worldwide. And I say that I have to be in this sector so as to make a change. But mainly, something that made me be very interested and be passionate about this field is my best friend who got raped when she was 11 years old. We lived together in the same neighborhood, and then she was raped by a grown-up man who was around 30. And she did not get pregnant, but she got STs. So she was taken to the hospital at that time, but she was taken to the hospital after like 2 months when she was still in pain. So I was also young and did not know anything to help her with. Her family was also ashamed, I can say, because of that news in the whole community that your girl has been raped, and most of the people were mocking on them, saying, "Where were you? Why didn't you like take care of your child?" So all those things affected the girl mentally, and even her family members were not able to understand that they need to be providing the support that she needed. So from that time, after seeing how she struggled a lot to even get healthcare services because of getting the STIs, and how her family kind of abandoned her, and how, as a young female, trust me, for me, I was also not getting it clearly because I wasn't even aware of what was happening to her, So from that time, when we kept on growing up together, but school was a bit a problem for her because of her family economic background, even their income. So we kept on talking, and then afterwards, after like 5 years, my best friend, that friend of mine, she got pregnant with twins because of not being aware of what was happening in her body, and because of being not supported enough by her parents, by her siblings. She ended up even giving birth to twins, and then from that moment she got depressed because now it was two cases. First of all, she got raped, and then afterwards, now you are having twins. So it became a very big problem for her. She ended up becoming a female sex worker. So that story of her, getting to see how she struggled a lot for over 10 years, I can say, and I did not support her at all, only to just meet her, only to visit her, and that was it. And then afterwards, I was like, there could be something that we can do in the community, because she was not the only one. After getting started with my initiative, after getting to work with different organizations, that was when we started to see that in my community, almost 80% of young females from 15 to 20 years old, either they have been raped or maybe they have given birth, and some of them are expecting to give birth in some months to come. So from that moment, that was when I said that as a young female, as a fellow young female to those girls, I can do something to end this by starting with my community, but also to go even outside of my community, because it is a common problem in Rwanda and even the whole Africa. Yes.
Thank you so much for just sharing all of that. And I'm so sorry that you and your friends and other young people in your community face these challenges and had these experiences. But I am really glad that you've been able to make a positive change based on those experiences, and you've used it as fuel for all of this great work that you've been doing. So I would also love to know more about the positive change that you've been making through Girl Up. Can you tell me about how you got connected with Girl Up and what that process was like to develop Girl Up Rwandaful?
Yes. In 2018, that was when I started my university. And I was, of course, a student. I did not have a job, only the support from my family. But when I wanted to buy some sanitary pads for that friend of mine, it was also a problem because I also needed money. I did not have a job at that time. So I started to look for opportunities, but opportunities which focus on social changes. So I knew Girl Up since 2017, and I reached out to them about my ideas, and I wanted to be part of the advisory board. It is in a program that they have for young females, it's a teen advisory program, I can say. And at that time, when I reached out to them, I was almost already 18, and they start from, I think, 12 to 17. And then afterwards, in 2022, in the end of 2022, that was when I officially reached out to Girl Up, because of being inspired by what they do in Africa and even in my neighboring countries. When I searched for a club in Rwanda, I did not really get so many people who were active. So I said that I need to work with Girl Up so as to bring also a change through young females by making them understand everything related to sexual and reproductive health. Not only that, but also promoting gender equality, making them understand about leadership skills, how to be a good leader in the future. So that was when I decided to reach out to Girl Up. So when you want to work with Girl Up, you can create a club at any time. I decided to create a club in Rwanda, and then started to do some work with the beneficiaries in it. And that was when I started to got engaged with the leaders in it. They invited me for the summit that was happening to talk about menstrual health. Afterwards, I attended the conference here in Rwanda for Women Deliver. And yeah, that's how I'm still working with Girl Up. But also before that, For me to start working with Girl Up, before I got different job opportunities related to being a mentor for young females in my community. Because I was inspired and passionate about it, I also wanted to go for it. I was looking for opportunities related to making a social change, making girls understand what is happening in their bodies, removing menstrual shame, that it's a shame to be menstruating. No. So that was how I got the chance to start working with organizations as well as Girl Up. Yes.
That is so exciting, and I think that Girl Up is such a great organization to be a part of. I have found so many of my guests, and I've gotten connected with so many different people through Girl Up, so I am very grateful for them and just all of the work that they do. I have one more question for you. Lots of young people want to create change, but they may not know how to get started with that work. What advice do you have for those people who may be listening?
So, Lily, trust me, nowadays, because we are just in a modern world where we get to use technology and technology is taking over, I can say. The advice to my fellow young females, even the youth in general, is to know how to use technology and get to know how to search for opportunities online. Because for me, I have experienced so many sleepless nights, I can say, of always being on my computer, searching for opportunities, looking for good opportunities that are goes with my dreams and even my passions. So first of all, young females, even all the youth, need to know how to use social media platforms, not only to go there to post pictures, but to also network with people. We have LinkedIn, we have Instagram, we have even WhatsApp, even Facebook, even Twitter. So as long as you know how to use well these platforms that we have, how to search for opportunities, trust me, you are going to make it in life. So another thing is being passionate about what you're doing and getting to know why. Why do you really want to do a change in your community? When you get to know the answer, then it is going to be very easy for you. Because for me, I did not find it hard because I was doing something that I love. I was doing something, and I'm still doing something that I love, and committed and passionate about making sure that my fellow females get access to sanitary pads, get access to information and services related to contraception, related to pregnancy, and everything in between. So, yes.
I really enjoyed talking with Noëlla, and I am so grateful that Noëlla was willing to share her story and talk about some of the challenges that young women in her community and in her country have faced. I am so inspired by how Noëlla took those challenges and used them as fuel for her change-making journey. She is being the change she wants to see for other young women in her community, in her country, and even around the world, which is exactly what this podcast is all about. I think Noëlla's work and her story are a great example of how change comes when you figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and you can find Noëlla on Instagram and LinkedIn, and I included those links in the description of this episode. I also included links to learn more about and get connected with Girl Up Rwandaful as well. If you want to talk about anything I mentioned, please reach out to me by email at lily@bethechangepodcast.org or on Instagram at Be The Change Media Network. I am working on expanding Be The Change Media Network, which means bringing you more inspiring stories from amazing guests. If you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could leave the podcast a rating and a comment, because it will help these stories to reach, educate, and inspire even more people. And I would also love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Tune in for my next episode, but until then, be the change you wish to see in the world. Bye, guys.